Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about karma and laws of attraction. What is karma, you might ask? Do I really believe that in a past life I was this or I was that and I brought it through in this life? Well, I'm afraid it's very, very true. There's the Nadi oracle or Nadi leaves, which are very fine leaves that are found in India by a very Nadi readers. They're all over India, and it can tell you exact date that you're going to be born, you're going to die, and what you were in previous incarnations. But you can change that karma by doing good deeds in this life, in this physical life, by going to an Indian temple, seeing the priests, doing many blessings, helping the poor, and giving from the heart as well, and you have many divine blessings to clear your past life. Now some of us might say, well, why in this life I've had nothing but bad luck. I've been married, I've got divorced, I've been very unhappy, or I try very hard to earn money, nothing happens. That could go back to a previous incarnation. So in this life, it's like clearing your past incarnation. I believe we have many incarnations. We could come back as a man or a woman. It depends on what we were doing. We've all got our own free will. We all know right from wrong. And, you know, I'm a great believer in laws of attraction. If you think good thoughts, you do good things, it comes back tenfold. If you do bad things and bad things to people, you will pay the consequences in this life and the next life. So every action we do now is accountable. In these very, very unsafe times, or darkness, we will say, it feels like the world's gone crazy. It feels like every artificial intelligence is taking us over, from smart meters, smart roads and everything. You don't have to use smart meters. You don't have to have artificial intelligence. You use your own free will, because people get very fearful of these things and gadgets. Years and years ago when I was a nurse, you used to have schizophrenics put metal foil over their heads because they thought the radiation or the waves in the universe were connecting them with other people and thoughts, and people could read their minds and everything like that. Perhaps they were more advanced than we thought because some of them did have insight to things. Some of them were great artists. Van Gogh, very much, he had mental problems. There's quite a few people. Francis Bacon, he was an alcoholic, but he was quite gifted. So there's many people that have suffered in this life from previous incarnations. So if somebody, for example, was a thief in a past life and stole money, they could have been cursed in that life to bring it forward in this life. That's why things have gone wrong. I'm a great believer, what you give out comes back to you. I'm a great believer to be a bit fearless and don't worry about things so much and have such a monkey mind that you can't sleep at night and the brain and the clogs in the brain are going over and over. So in this life, because we've got all these different viruses and things like that, do the sensible thing and safeguard yourself, safeguard others, and make sure that you're not, if you like, with these different viruses and things, giving them to other people. There's always been viruses from the beginning of life. I mean, we've had the plague, haven't we? We've had TB, we've had flu, and all these different things, and we've come through it. We will come through this, no doubt about it. But at the moment, it's very much all work together as one. Good karma, good karma. It could all relate to previous lives, and sometimes these things happen in this world, material world, what I call a cleansing. So it's all got to be cleansed to make it all perfect again. So Karma. Every action is accountable for. Though you may not think it, it certainly is. I'll come a bit closer because I speak so softly because I'm such a fabulous, beautiful woman. So, the highest thing to have here, what God's given us, is love. Love comes in very many forms. Love can be love of a child, love can be love of a man or a woman or an animal. It doesn't matter if it's a love from a woman to a woman or a man to a man, whatever, as long as it's pure love. Because love is the very reason we're all here, and to help others. It's like you nurture a plant with love and it grows. You nurture a child with love and it responds. You love an animal unconditionally, it will love you back. There's a lot of people very angry in this world that create negative energy, a lot of jealous people that are not happy in themselves. So they think, I'll make everybody else unhappy because I'm not happy. Why should they be happy when I'm unhappy? Bad karma. So if you've got somebody that's very insecure like that, wants to spoil it for others, they think they get away with these things. They don't. I'm a great believer in life. We have many blessings. And in this life, you have to be fearless and you have to be strong because you're tested. And sometimes you have a lot of suffering. A bit of suffering is good for us because it makes sure that we don't go through that route again. It's like a loss of a child. That is absolutely dreadful for anyone to lose a child that's got to know that child and that child's taken. That is absolutely hell on earth and terrible for someone to suffer, or an animal suffering. So, somebody might have been, for example, a poisoner in a past life of animals. Then they've come into this life, and they've had animals, and all the animals that have come to them have had some ill health or something like that. Or they might never be happy with relationships they've been into and that. So they have to change their actions because every action is accountable for. Every action that you do, every breath and prana energy that you have is very special. I do like the Indian philosophy. I do like the Hindu religion. I do love the Indian people because non-violence, very giving, divine energy and a lot of love. Now, it doesn't matter what religion anybody is really at the end of the day, as long as you're a good person. There's only one God, and there's God that we send our thoughts and prayers to. So you don't have to go to church. You can still do your meditations and do your prayers and that. And that's going to have to ring, I'm afraid. So perhaps that's my karma that the phone's got to interrupt me. But at the end of the day, the best thing to do with your life is do very good actions. Right, very good actions. And that's to help others. It's like if you were to give somebody some money because you saw them really down, you give it with a good heart. It doesn't matter what they do with that money, it's up to them. So that's another action that's accountable for. If somebody is, but it doesn't mean you've got to be foolish with money, because if you have somebody that keeps on and on wanting money and you're giving them money to get rid of them, that's wrong because they're not learning from that lesson. So every life has lessons to learn. For example, now Craig said to me he had his Nadi oracle done and he was a woman in a past life. Now I laughed because I said I always thought you were a bit feminine. He's not really, he's a very sensitive man. And so he had to do his karmic action by helping the poor, by going to temples and things like that. And it works. Now for me, I believe like Sai Baba, Sharavana and all holy masters and that, send people across my pathway to help. So my karma has been to work with mentally sick people, to help people, and to be in a situation to know if somebody has got mental illness or what, and then I can give compassion and love and know how to treat them, because and I feel I'm blessed to do that. And so we feed mentally, we don't call them mentally subnormal children like they did, we feed children in an orphanage that are disabled. So that's my pathway to help children less fortunate, which I'm very blessed to be able to do that with Craig. But my karma is to have a message to the world around these times that there is hope, there is love, the world's not going to end, the world's not going to be taken over. The world, there is good things and good people still in the world. Now, you're all going to have people dissatisfied with politicians and things like that. That's life. But we all have to do our very best while we're here. So our karma at the moment is to all pull together as one united family around the universe, around the world, to help each other out. So therefore, we must respect and help those less fortunate by doing our part, like wearing masks, washing our hands, helping those less fortunate. Christmas time is a time that we all come together and remember that special time. It's not a time just for getting drunk. It's not a time for indulging, being greedy. It's a time for us all coming together, and the most important thing is to remember why we're here. And through having what God gave us, his son, to come to the earth, to remember that, to remember the three wise men, the astrologers that were found the star that's leading them to Bethlehem, and all these wonderful things that have happened. So our karma is at the moment to be very positive, have positive energy, not worry so much about who's right, who's wrong, this person's done this to me, I'm going to pay them back, I'm going to hex them, I'm going to curse them. Forget it. Because if you start meddling and doing things like that, bad karma will follow you for the rest of your life. So, I want to say to all of you, this will all pass, this virus. There'll be many viruses coming. We might even have a virus come from outer space yet. Who knows? But the most thing is we all pull together and help each other. And I find it quite shocking, really, really shocking, how selfish people are, where people put themselves first. So if you're doing good things and helping people, doing good karma like that, it will come back to you tenfold. Now, fascinating, isn't it? All these celebrities, all these film stars and that, and all these people, they think that a virus isn't going to touch them. How wrong can they be? The most precious thing to have in this life is your health. Your health is your wealth, isn't it? All these famous people that have had money think they can buy their health back. It doesn't work like that. Every action is karmic. Every action that we do is important. Now, the sweet people that do have cancer and die of cancer, it can bring compassion out. And in my view, that children that have had cancer, they have like an amazing acceptance that, don't worry about me and that. And, is that karma to that child, or is that karmic action to those parents that have lost that child? I've often wondered that. But karma is something we cannot get away from. All good actions, all good thoughts, all loving thoughts, all positive energy, it does come back tenfold. Even a thief, I think they'll get away with things, but they don't, they get caught eventually. Even a murderer, it might be 20, 15 years up, but they do get caught. Once again, I've got to say, people think they get away with things, but they don't. The world we're in now is changing so much, so very much. It's like nature nearly being wiped out. but it will come back. It will come back. So I'm a great believer that the power of prayer, positive energy, positive thoughts, praying to the divine and sending out love and thinking somebody very sincerely and trying to help with them in your prayers, visualization, it helps. Now, you know, one could say with karma, why is it a doctor's died, has got COVID? Is that he's karma? Well, we really don't know until we actually go into it from past lives. We don't need people telling us we were Henry VIII or Anne Boleyn in a past life. We've got to have the facts. We've got to have evidential facts. We've got to have a provability that happens and that, because believe you me, I've met so many people that have said they've been Anne Boleyn, or they've come from Atlantis, or they've been some famous person. Why couldn't they have been a bus conductor or something like that? I think some people have fantasies and like to see themselves as somebody from an aristocratic family or that. It doesn't matter. We all come the same route when we're born. We're all passing through. We're all paying ground rent while we're here. And when we die and go to the afterlife, heaven of course, then we can look back on our life and think, well, I've done my very best while I was here, and I'm going to help somebody from the other side. Now, this time of year, when people are thinking of others, people on their own, if you can do some good action, if there's an old person or something on their own, even if you left a Christmas pudding or a Christmas cake on the doorstep, it's a loving energy, a loving thought that somebody's thought of them, and that's, you know, gathering good karma in a way. But I want to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a peaceful time on the earth, because we all very much need it. I'm going to be very, very busy. I won't be on here very often around the Christmas period, because I'm going to look after a 94-year-old mother, and I'm quite busy. And if we go into lockdown in January, which we probably will, then I will come on and do live feeds and talk to you all and help you the best I can. So I want to say all to you, thank you for coming to this channel, and I will go live later on, and please keep coming on and stay safe, for goodness sake, stay safe, and for goodness sake, keep away from crowds, and just enjoy your life while you're here and look after yourselves. Anyway, that's enough from me rabbling on, this woman rabbling on here, and I want to say now bye for now. Do look after yourself. I love you all very much. God bless you all.